Welcome back to the Parent Hub, your go-to channel for practical parenting advice, tips and tricks to make those early days with your little one a bit easier. I'm your host, Lily, and today we're diving into one of the most common challenges new parents face, dealing with a crying newborn. If you're a first-time mom or dad, or even if you've been through this before, you know how heartbreaking and overwhelming it can be when your baby just won't stop crying. It can make you feel exhausted, frustrated, and sometimes like you're not doing enough. But hey, take a deep breath, you're not alone, and it's completely normal. Newborns cry for all sorts of reasons: hunger, tiredness, a dirty diaper, or just needing some extra comfort. But there's this phase called the period of purple crying that hits around 2 weeks old, peaks at 6 to 8 weeks, and usually eases up by 3 to 4 months. During this time, babies can be extra fussy, especially in the late afternoons or evenings, and it might seem like nothing works. The good news? There are proven ways to soothe them, and today I'm sharing 4 effective carrying techniques that can help calm your baby down and give you both some peace. Before we jump in, if you're loving this content, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from the Parent Hub. Also, in the description below, I've linked a free PDF download, our comprehensive developmental checklist for your baby's first year. It's packed with milestones, tips, and reminders to track your little one's growth. Grab it now. It's totally free. All right, let's get started. Remember, always check the basics first. Is your baby fed, clean, not too hot or cold? If they're healthy and still upset, these positions can work wonders. We'll cover each one step by step, why it helps, and some science behind it to give you that extra confidence. First up, the flex and hold carry. This is a simple womb-like position that's great for mimicking the cozy environment your baby was used to for 9 months. Here's how to do it. Hold your baby facing outward against your chest or arm. Use one hand to gently flex their legs up toward their tummy. This helps with any gas or discomfort. With your other hand, support their arms so their hands are near their mouth. They might even start sucking on their fingers, which is super soothing. Now, while holding them like this, bounce gently up and down in a vertical motion. Add some soft shushing sounds, shh, shh, right near their ear. Why does this work? Well, the flexion recreates the curled-up fetal position, reducing startle reflexes. Sucking releases endorphins in their brain, acting like a natural pacifier, and that shushing, it's white noise, similar to the whooshing blood sounds in the womb, which was as loud as a vacuum cleaner. Babies are used to noise, not silence. A 2013 study in the journal Current Biology looked at infants under 6 months and found that when moms walked and carried their crying babies, the little ones' heart rates dropped, movements calmed, and crying stopped faster than when they were just held still or left in a crib. Movement is key. It triggers a calming response in their nervous system. Try this for a few minutes and you might see magic happen. If your baby has reflux or colic, this position can be especially helpful as it keeps pressure off their belly. Moving on to our second technique, the 5 S's method, inspired by pediatrician Dr. Harvey Karp's famous approach from his book, The Happiest Baby on the Block. This isn't just one hold, it's a combo that builds on swaddling and movement. Start by swaddling your baby snugly in a light blanket, arms down but not too tight so they can move a bit if needed. This contains their limbs and prevents those jerky Moro reflexes that wake them up. Next, position them on their side or stomach while holding them securely in your arms. Never leave them alone on their tummy for sleep, of course, to follow safe sleep guidelines. Then add swaying. Sway side to side or bounce gently while walking. Match the intensity to their fussiness, faster if they're really upset. Layer in shushing, loud enough to match their cry at first, then soften as they calm. Finally, offer something to suck, a pacifier, your clean pinky finger, nail down, or let them find their own hand. Science backs this up big time. The swaddle mimics the womb's tightness, swaying imitates the constant motion from moms walking during pregnancy, shushing is that familiar white noise, and sucking calms the brain's stress centers. Dr. Karp's method has helped millions of parents, and studies show it can reduce crying by up to 50% in fussy babies. Give it a try in a quiet room, and remember, practice makes perfect. It might take a couple of attempts to get the rhythm right. Now, for the third option, using a baby carrier or wrap. This is hands-free heaven for parents. Strap on a soft carrier like an Ergo Baby or a wrap like a Mobi. Make sure it's age-appropriate and fitted correctly for newborns. Position your baby facing inward close to your chest with their legs in a froggy position or knees up, bottom down for hip health. The key here is movement. Don't just stand still. Walk around the house, bounce lightly, or even do some light chores. Add sucking by positioning their hands near their mouth or offering a pacifier. If needed, play white noise from an app or machine. Think ocean waves or a fan sound. Why is this so effective? Carriers provide constant skin-to-skin contact, which releases oxytocin, the love hormone, in both you and baby, reducing stress. The motion and closeness regulate their heartbeat and breathing to match yours. A study from the American Academy of Pediatrics highlights that baby wearing can decrease crying by 43% during the peak fussy periods. Plus, it frees you up to multitask. Win-win. Just ensure the carrier supports their head and airways are clear. Quick safety note: always follow the TICS rule for baby wearing. Tight, in view at all times, close enough to kiss, keep chin off chest, supported back. Last but not least, the football hold. This one's a classic for newborns, especially if they're gassy or need burping. Hold your baby face down along your forearm, like cradling a football, their head in the crook of your elbow, body along your arm, legs dangling a bit. Support their chest with your hand and use your other hand to pat or rub their back gently. Add movement, walk, sway, or bounce. Offer a pacifier or finger for sucking, and shush or play white noise close to their ear. This position applies gentle pressure to their tummy, helping release trapped gas, a common cry culprit. Research from pediatric journals shows that prone positions, safely supervised, can calm colicky babies by easing digestion. Combined with motion and sound, it's a powerhouse. In that same 2013 study, carrying with movement outperformed static holding every time. If your baby's fussiness persists beyond these, consult your pediatrician to rule out issues like allergies or reflux. And for those tough purple crying evenings, establish a routine. Dim lights, warm bath, then one of these holds. There you have it, folks. 4 fantastic carrying techniques to soothe your crying newborn. Flex and hold, the 5 S's, baby carrier, and football. Mix and match to find what works best for your little one. Parenting isn't about perfection. It's about persistence and love. If this video helped, give it a thumbs up, share it with a fellow parent, and comment below which technique are you trying first. Don't forget to download that free first-year developmental checklist in the description. It's a game changer for tracking milestones. Thanks for watching The Parent Hub. Subscribe for more real talk parenting content, from sleep training to toddler tantrums. See you next week with tips on introducing solids. Take care, and remember, you've got this.